make TikToks, don't make ads.
TikTok. It's the booming platform going from strength to strength every single month. It currently has over 680 million active users worldwide, and a big proportion of those are Gen Z. Born between 1997 and 2012, these are the tech-savvy, socially conscious next generation who have grabbed the platform with both hands. The app is also becoming a massive opportunity for brands as well, many of which have jumped at the chance of a fresh new platform for their content and their ads, while others have been a bit more reluctant. Which got us thinking, are brands currently maximising this booming platform? How does a brand create a splash on TikTok? And what are the do's and don'ts of targeting a Gen Z audience? Sophie, TikTok is the beast that keeps on growing. Hundreds of millions of active monthly users right now. In your opinion, from a social strategy perspective, are brands currently making the most of this seemingly golden opportunity?
I'd say no. I think there's definitely sort of an untapped opportunity across the platform. There's obviously a huge audience, as you've said, that's grown massively, particularly during the pandemic. And it's a really engaged audience that people are checking the app multiple times a day. I know that when I go on it, I'm on there for a good hour consuming so much content.
Gives them the opportunity to engage with a slightly younger audience. It's great for brand awareness. Having a popular video or having a video go viral is much easier on TikTok than it is on any other platform because of the way the algorithm works.
So it's really the question of why aren't brands in that space? And I think one of the stumbling blocks for brands is to stand out on the platform, really, and the brand needs to have sort of personality and creativity, and you need to have the ability to create thumb-stopping content, stop those users from scrolling through to the next video. And I guess is also the reactive nature of TikTok as well, so keeping up with the latest trends. If you put out a piece of content that you've worked really hard on and then obviously 2 weeks later there's a new trend, it very quickly comes out of date. So I think it's really keeping up with the platform as it is at the moment is probably quite challenging for brands, particularly if they're creating specific content for that platform.
A couple of weeks ago, Rachel, on your LinkedIn, you shared a cracking piece of reactive marketing by Asda, who had capitalised on the baked feta pasta trend, which has been everywhere on TikTok in recent weeks. I mean, at one point, I could not get it off my bloody feed. People clearly loved your Eagle Eye discovery. Talk to us kind of about how it came about and what you spotted.
Right, okay, so I don't really use TikTok. I'm actually on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial because I'm a 96 baby. So I'd spotted it on Instagram and I thought, oh, this is everywhere. So when I was doing my Asda online shop, I noticed it as a bundle and I thought, I've never seen that before. And then, I shared it in our TikTok Trends Slack channel. And then Beth, our director of comms, says, why don't you share it on LinkedIn? So I did a bit of digging, couldn't really find anything. So I thought, has anyone else seen this? What do people think? Because it's a massive opportunity for digital PR. You know, when we're living in COVID times, we can't go out to restaurants. So we are constantly looking for meal choices. Where do you get your meals from? You get them from supermarkets. So it seems so obvious, really. Trends, well, that's exactly what trend is, isn't it? They're not around for long. So you just have to constantly be aware of what's happening, what people are talking about, and what's relevant to your products. You just need to be on all these platforms.
Now, a few weeks ago, the PR team gave us the perfect example of how quickly reacting to a TikTok trend can bring about huge success for brands. Let's find out more from Laura.
So we noticed a new trend emerging on TikTok called Nature's Cereal. And this is ultimately summer berries, ice cubes and coconut water. We kind of thought, this is ideal. We'll keep an eye on this trend because it's absolutely the perfect opportunity for our client Vita Coco, who are the #1 coconut water brand. And then we saw that singer and all-round icon Lizzo posted her own video trying Nature's Cereal and declaring that it was in fact amazing. So we knew we were onto a winner with this one, and it was kind of our time to shine. So Vita Coco posted their own nature cereal video to TikTok. That video itself got over 1 million views in less than 24 hours, and their followers increased by over 1,000%. Sales of their coconut water had increased over the past week since the trend had started. So we then wrote up a news story. We did secure coverage on Glamour, which was the absolute dream. Within the story, we also included kind of the health benefits of this new breakfast trend. I think this is just kind of a perfect example of how being reactive works so well. We're all so busy all the time, we have so many projects on, but often you find that when you jump on something reactive, it takes you hardly any time all to pull a press release together, and you actually get absolutely incredible results.
Let's talk a bit about Gen Zers then, Sophie. What would you say to those brands who right now are perhaps a bit reluctant to start marketing their brand on TikTok and start putting ad spend on there out of a fear that perhaps the audience don't quite have enough buying intent? They're not quite at the age to really convert, and therefore perhaps budget and effort might not quite return the profit that they would hope for. What would you say to those brands?
The user base of TikTok is growing, and I think we are seeing more older users, so 25 plus, joining the platform, and those are probably the users that you can sort of influence and encourage them to purchase. But I think there's a misconception that it's all just teenagers on the platform and they're not going to buy the product, so why would you sort of waste your budget on just pushing impressions essentially? And I think if you're showcasing a product to a younger demographic, they might want that for the birthday or something, so they'll then go and tell their parents, oh, I've seen this product promoted on TikTok, can I go and buy it or something? So whether they're not necessarily the direct consumer or the direct purchaser, it doesn't really matter.
So I think one of the main things to understand is that Gen Z are the really value conscious generation. So they're digital experts and they can see right through the traditional kind of advertising techniques and all that jargon, and are really drawn to brands that are genuine and authentic. They've grown up being bold and creators and living through social trends, and they invest their time and their money in brands that reflect their personal values and who they can see and who they believe are really playing an active role in improving the society and the world that they live in.
Okay, and finally, what are the key takeaways for any brands that may be watching this for starting out on TikTok?
If it fits your brand, absolutely go for it. Make an account, start to maybe think about reusing some of your video content from the past to kind of get your channel going. Work with really fun and creative creators on the app who fit your niche and whose audience fit your niche. Utilize their creative abilities in ways that you probably couldn't have done on any other platforms, and have fun with it.